I use a few things to prep taping my clients' bottom lashes, and the first thing I'm going to do is open up my gel pads and lay them on my client's under eye. For me, the purpose of the gel pad is to give me a clear background to work on, and so I'm going to use the smaller part of the gel pad in the inner corner of the eye and the wider part of the eye pad on the outer corner of the eye. Again, the purpose of the gel pad is to separate the bottom lashes from the top lashes. So I'm going to have my client open her eye and I'm going to place the gel pad, and I could do that easily out of habit, but when you're first starting, you want to be very mindful of your finger placement. So I'm going to use my left hand and lift her lid up, and I'll make sure to keep light pressure on my fingers when I do this. And so you can practice just opening your client's lid and tell her to keep her eyes closed but relaxed, and this is going to give you full control when it comes to placing the gel pad on your client's under eye. So I'm going to gently lift her lid and place the gel pad on her under lashes, and I'm not going to worry if any of them escape or if the lashes in the inner and outer corner of the gel pad are not secured, because as I said before, the purpose of the gel pad for me is to give me a clear background to work on, and so that when I remove the eye pad from the client's under eye along with the tapes, it doesn't pull on my client's skin and the removal is soft and easy. So I'm going to use my right middle finger to bring her skin on her under eye down and my left pointer finger to bring her lid up. So after I do this, I can now go through and I could gently lift parts of her eyes and expose the lash line. And I'll see that some of the lashes aren't covered, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm going to go back in with some blue Next Care tape and reinforce it. Here's another angle of me doing the same thing. So I'm going to have my client look up, and this is a different method. I'm going to place the gel pad down, not worrying about if it's covering all the lashes, and I'm going to have her close, and I'm going to make sure that the inner and outer corner of the gel pad is not digging into her eye. So those are two different ways of placing the gel pad on a client's eye. One is you manually opening her eye, and the other way is you asking her to open her eye and you placing the gel pad down. It all is going to depend on your client's eye shape. Now I'm using blue Next Care tape, and I'm cutting them in maybe a 2-inch piece and then cutting that 2-inch piece in half to create 4 long pieces. And this is when I'm going to worry about placing her bottom lashes down and securing them down. The thing with this is that I don't want to cover her lash line. I want to go right on her lashes, not covering her lash line, so that the gel pad doesn't dig in her eye. And this is going to make sure that I secure the lashes down and that the gel pad doesn't move and that the gel pad does not dig into her eye. So again, here is me asking my client to open her eye, and I'm not going to cover her lash line. You could still see her lash line is exposed. She's going to close, and this is me asking her if everything feels comfortable, and she says yes. Again, when I do the other eye, I'm going to practice the method where I have her keep her eyes closed and relaxed, and I physically bring her lid up with the gentle pull and gentle light pressure, and I'm going to secure the blue tape myself with having her eyes closed. So here I'm going to gently bring her lid up, and I'm going to place the tape down, keeping her lash line exposed but covering all of the lashes under. Now for your clients with mature eyes or eyelids that have a few wrinkles or extra skin, I'm going to use some clear tape, and I'm not going to open the middle, because as you can see, when I place the tape in the middle, the eye immediately gets exposed. But if I place the clear tape in the inner corner of the eye and I gently lift up, it will separate the lashes from the gel pad and it will keep the eye from being exposed. So again, the eye will not be exposed with this method, and the gel pads will feel comfortable for your client throughout the rest of the service. So here I'm showing you a different angle, and when I gently lift my client's eye up, I could see that none of the eyelashes from the bottom lashes are exposed and her eye is completely shut, and this is going to prevent the fumes from going into her eye. Even if I taped the lid up and that's helped me separate her top lashes from the gel pad, her eye is still not exposed when I let go of her top lid. So this is going to ensure that your client is comfortable and that your client leaves with her eyes as white as snow and no redness.